You are listening to Single Smart Female, Romantic Fairy Godmama Edition.
Today's show is brought to you by thelovesickcure.com. Does your love life suck because you can't move on from the idea of him? Does every man you meet pale in comparison to the way he made you feel? It's okay, lady love. We 100% understand and have been there before. Whether you'd like the opportunity to get him back or to completely move on, we know this only happens when you cure your heartbreak and lovesickness. Let us help you do that today at thelovesickcure.com. Hey, single smart female. You've got your Jens here, your romantic fairy godmamas to smart, successful single women all around this great big world. Today, we have a topic for you. And our topic is, if I can't find one man, how do I build a mantourage?
Yeah, makes me want to sing the Bee Gees.
Go
If
ahead.
I can't have you, I don't want. No, it's not the same topic, but it's just popped in my head. Comic relief.
I might need to send you to another episode to remedy that one.
Okay, bye. Bye, everybody.
Later. Okay, no. Actually, listen, I'm curious. I want to know you, Jen.
Yes.
Tell me, what would you do if you feel like you can't build a mantourage because you can't even find one man? Did you ever feel that way?
Yeah, there were times. And I usually actually have issue where I feel like there's too many people contacting me on online dating. But I do remember a time where I felt bad about myself and I thought no one was interested in me. And then I had to check myself because I realized 7 guys were contacting me.
Yes.
And I thought, what am I thinking? However, I do know that, well, gosh, there was a long time ago where no men were expressing interest in me. And I was in a pretty low place.
Okay.
So what would I do now that I know everything that I know? I would start off by, I would start doing self-care. I would do nice treats for myself to build up my self-esteem. I would do affirmations in the morning. I guess sometimes I listen to podcasts or YouTube videos about...
Or single smart female?
Single smart female. Absolutely. I listen to that. And things about believing in myself, I guess. And then I would go out and get maybe a boudoir photo shoot done, maybe a photo shoot done. And then I'd get on your online dating website and start building a profile. What do you think of my plan?
I like your plan. I want to interject some other things.
I'm not really surprised.
You're biased, and I love you. I love you for it. All right, so I want to start with the fact that this is something I'm very, very familiar with because of something we don't realize when we're in this state. All women in this place where they feel like nobody is attracted to them, they're living in oblivion with blinders on. And I used to live in this place quite frequently. Most of us, this is code for we're really uncomfortable with male attention. So we block it out and pretend like it's not there. And yes, I know that might feel, I don't know what the word would be exactly. You might be saying, no, that's not what's going on, Jen. Nobody is really interested in me.
Like they may want to say BS to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can say it.
Bullshit. Okay, Jen.
But it's very truthful. The fact is all women have multiple opportunities for quality male attention. Most of the time for women in this situation, no, all the time, not most of the time, all the time, we are not recognizing it because we're so uncomfortable with it underneath that. So I'll give you an example. When I was in university, I guess I was comfortable with a certain level of male attention, but it was only from certain types of men that I thought I knew I was comfortable with them being attracted to me. Guys that were more attractive than that level that I thought, I was very uncomfortable with. So there was this young man at the time who was, God, I think about him now and I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck was I thinking? He was so gorgeous and just so sweet. And the guy was basically begging me to spend time with him and to get to know him and to take me places and do things. And I couldn't tell. I didn't know that he was doing it because I was so shut down from the idea. And it took me years to finally realize that, oh my fucking God, this guy was so into me and I had no clue. He even wrote notes and put them on my car asking me to go to the dance. And somehow I fucking dismissed that shit in my head.
Dang, Jen.
Yeah, it was bad.
Super oblivious.
And he was fucking gorgeous. I can't, and so sweet and smart to boot. And I had decided, basically on a subconscious level, that I wasn't good enough for that. So I wasn't going to see it. That's the first place I would start, is recognizing our level of oblivion. Now, next, and
yeah, Jen, don't you say something like, notice men noticing you,
yes,
right? So you kind of have to look up around and see what's going on around you everywhere you go to see if people are checking you out. And probably will surprise you that people are.
It is. And it's very surprising. Now, I know that's unnerving for a lot of women too, and which is where this oblivion actually comes from. So you're going to have to be okay with being uncomfortable momentarily, and then get comfortable with male attention and understanding that when you walk in our world of being an adored woman, that you will learn how to manage male attention so it doesn't feel offensive, so it doesn't feel overwhelming, that it feels actually uplifting, and that you can do it on your terms. So in this climate that we have going on right now, we find every bit of male attention offensive.
Yeah, true. We sometimes think, oh, they're undressing us with their eyes and they just want, to hook up or whatever.
And the truth is that a lot of them, yes, their response to your beauty and your attractiveness is, yes, they do want to have sex with you. That's a given, ladies. That's not a bad thing. Because the other side of that, especially when and I'm not saying it's appropriate for them to act on that, by the way, let me make that very, very clear. But it's not horrible for them to want to get to know you so that is a possibility at some point. Why wouldn't he want to engage with you that way? I'm going to guess that you're probably very incredible in bed, and that would be an insane experience. Why would anybody want to miss out on that? Doesn't mean he gets that opportunity. It doesn't mean you're consenting to that opportunity. Remember, you get to manage the attention, but it is really important for us to start to be a little more receptive to the idea that there are men in our realm already that we're just not noticing.
Can I just tell a funny story really quick?
Please.
Okay. So I watch football games on a weekly basis, and I watch with a group of guys. I'm the only girl in the group. And in fact, I've been telling them I need another girl so that we can do what you guys do.
She's looking for, ladies, she's looking for another girl. You can submit your applications at singlesmartfemale.com.
Yes, please. So anyway, I've been watching these games with these guys for 2.5 years, and I didn't notice this for 2 years. In fact, I think they were kind of hiding it from me, but they look at every woman that walks through that door, every one of them, and they give each other a look, and they give each other, a little bit. And I'm sitting right next to him and didn't even see it. Isn't that funny?
Yes.
Totally oblivious.
Yes. Yes. Men love to appreciate your physical beauty. Now, long term, that's not what he's going to stay with you for. It's going to be about how he feels when he's around you. But using that initial attraction phase, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just biological, and it's okay to embrace that and be comfortable with it and understand that it's not giving them permission for anything more because you acknowledge that they are acknowledging you. Okay? So the other piece of this is a lot of us talk about that when we're in this situation, I can't find one man. How do you build a mantourage? You have to ask yourself, what actual effort have you put into your dating life? This is a really important piece. First off, I think a lot of us believe that if we just read a book or we listen to a podcast or we do this, that's going to, that's enough of the right type of effort to change the situation. But to be truthful, you're not doing anything really different in your dating life. You're doing the exact same thing over and over again and expecting it to change. So you have to look at a couple of things. First off, what's your romantic routine? Meaning, how are you attempting to approach dating? Are you online dating? And if you are you quality online dating? Because there's a huge fucking difference. And I have women tell me all the time, I can't stand online dating. Online dating sucks. I just meet this type of man, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I love you, ladies, but fucking stop. My ears are bleeding.
Some of my most very favorite dates have come from online dating.
So, yes. And online dating is the easiest, most natural progression to real life dates. I don't like us spending all of our time on technology, but this is if you use this tool correctly, if you use this tool in a way that is uplifting to you, you are going to attract much higher quality men and have much higher quality dates because you put some effort here. You didn't just throw up what I call a whatever profile. So that whatever profile is like, I don't really know what to write, Jen. I'm not good about writing about myself and blah, blah, blah. Okay, no, most of us are not great about writing about ourselves from the get-go. We have to do things in life to get better at certain skills. This is a skill set. Then you put together a great profile, you put together great pictures, you don't do all the pixelated pictures or the MySpace angles where you're holding that fucking selfie camera up at an angle trying to get your thin side. You get accurate photos of you and that are beautiful at the same time, and it's a completely different experience. I can't say enough that I don't get why women really, really, truly expect for this to be an amazing experience, but they've put no effort into this piece. I'm trying to think of a good comparison or a good metaphor for this, but I'm trying to blank right now. But ladies, please understand that if you are not willing to put some effort here, please don't be surprised when you hear from what I call crickets or crazies. So crickets being you're not hearing from anybody, or the crazy guys are the ones, crazy guys look at whatever profiles and they're like, oh, she's really got nothing going on, so maybe she'll pay attention to me.
Yeah, and I don't think that they think that like those specific words, they just know it internally.
Well, I think they think it.
You do?
I'm just messing with you. No, it's an internal knowing. Yeah, it's much easier for a man who is not all there and the ways that you want him to be all there to look at the whatever profile and go, maybe she'll pay attention to me. It's much easier.
I agree.
Okay, versus a woman who you can tell, man, she's obviously amazing to be around. So let me tell you a little bit about an online dating profile. So first point of entry, of course, is photos, which is why great photos are a good idea. I always have my women that I work with privately, I have them do professional photos with me so that I can show them exactly what they need. And I get incredible results with this, insanely awesome results with this. They get their makeup done, their hair done, and they do the photos. First point of entry. A guy doesn't decide to contact you, though, based on those photos. He decides to contact you based on the content of your profile. And here's the piece where you might have visually stimulated him and intrigued him to come look at your profile with your photos, but the clincher is how you put yourself out there and how you describe yourself. So a lot of women speak generically. Oh, I'm a passionate person. I'm so adventurous. I'm really kind. I'm just this list of generic adjectives to capture the attention of somebody and help stimulate the part of his brain that says, wow, it would be amazing to spend time with her and to get to know her. You cannot talk in generic adjectives. You can use an adjective, but give some concrete explanation, give some specifics, illustrate that inside of your profile. If you do need help with this, go to helpmeonlinedate.com and I will give you the first 2 chapters of my video chapters of my online dating program that teaches you how to build this kind of profile for free so that you can start that process. But it's really incredibly important that you understand that you're not a generic woman. But yet, if you have a generic profile, don't be surprised if you have very generic experiences online dating and you're sitting there struggling with, how am I supposed to meet anybody? How can I make a Mantourage? I can't even meet one guy. This is why. So socially, it's because you're in oblivion. Online, it's because you've got a whatever profile going on. Any other thoughts, Jen?
I think you're amazing.
God, I love you. So the last piece of this also is actually learning how to date and stepping out of your insecurities. One of the beautiful pieces of having a Mantourage is it gives you real world immersion examples and opportunities to step out of your insecurities and understand the things about men that the majority of the women don't get. We have decided that men are this one way and that's just it. And that in reference to us, we're lucky if we happen to catch a guy. There is nothing in this world that couldn't be further from the fucking truth. Okay? But we're not interpreting the evidence of that correctly. We have actually taken the evidence of it throughout history and turned it into something else. And I understand why. It's really covered with a thick layer of patriarchy and all kinds of stuff and a lot of different theories that we can go into. but you have to make a decision, especially when you're in this place, that you're going to step out of your insecurities. And one of my favorite phrases to myself to step out of this was, well, so apparently this is what I believe about myself. It's time to prove myself wrong.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Jen. Those I had 7 guys contacting me saying, oh, you're great, or what, it wasn't every single day, all 7, but yeah. And then I said, who's wrong here, me or them?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's the last and final piece of this. I want you to understand, if you are in this situation, you have to make a decision today. Hopefully today. If you make it next week, I'm okay with you. But I'm going to prove myself wrong.
Right. And I want to really speak to the ladies who are afraid to online date and just tell you from personal experience that when you choose to do some online dating, that's just the way you're meeting him. And so you meet him and then you have these real life experiences with him. And then that gives you a little bit of confidence and a little bit more confidence, a little bit more. And I'll tell you that I now go Latin dancing, and my Latin and dancing instructor just asked me to go on a date, in real life experience. So I'm dancing, and several of the guys that I dance with now have asked me to go on dates. So, I mean, that's taking the confidence that I built from online dating, and now I'm showing that confidence out in real life, and the men in my daily experiences are now asking me out on dates. It's wonderful.
Jen, that's an extremely important point, because one of the things I really encourage women to do is use online dating as practice grounds for real life dating. And you obviously have illustrated that beautifully. You can build a lot of confidence online. But ladies, do not do online dating if you're not willing to put effort into that profile, because what you're going to do is attract all those crappy experiences, and it's going to shut you down, not only online, but you're going to feel like there's no opportunities for you offline either. So truly, truly important that you consider putting the right effort in. So, number one, if you really want to change the situation of, you want to be able to find a man and then go into building a mantourage, is you got to come out of the oblivion. You got to take the blinders off. Okay. Men are attracted to you regardless of whether or not you're willing to see that yet or not. Number two is mantourage dating, the actual, act of it, and using online dating in order to do so. If you need help with putting together a great profile, go to helpmeonlinedate.com. Number three is make a decision to prove yourself wrong. It's a really empowering and uplifting and out of the box way to approach your interactions with men and love. You have so much potential here, but I can't make you have that potential. You have to decide that that is your right to have, and be willing to explore the different pieces of it to have this happen in your life. But if you dedicate to it and dedicate to proving yourself wrong, just like I did, just like Jen did, it is going to be inevitable that things start opening up for you in a way that you're able to see how much men want to love, cherish, and adore you. Today's show is brought to you by thelovesickcure.com. Does your love life suck because you can't move on from the idea of him? Does every man you meet pale in comparison to the way he made you feel? It's okay, lady love. We 100% understand and have been there before. Whether you'd like the opportunity to get him back or to completely move on, we know this only happens when you cure your heartbreak and love sickness. Let us help you do that today at thelovesickcure.com. Thank you, Lover Girl, for joining us on this romantic fairy godmama edition of Single Smart Female. Don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, as well as visit us at singlesmartfemale.com.
We'll talk to you next time.
And here's to you having everything you want in life and love.